Everyone, TAC1421 here yet again with MCPVP.com, here to bring everyone another kit review. And today we're going over the kit Chameleon, and this is one of my favorite kits, so let's get right into it, shall we? And first off, the descriptions. When you hit a mob, you turn into that mob until you're attacked or attack another player or another mob. Works with Chameleon, Spy, Stomper, Turtle, Yurgle, and Berserker. That's just to name a few. It does really work well with a bunch of other kits as well, so don't be fooled just by that few, but it does really work well with a bunch of other ones. So let's get into the clips here, and I want to first kind of talk about the kit into more depth as far as the descriptions go, because there's a lot of things that aren't covered in that brief description. So you do not spawn with anything, unfortunately, but you don't really need to. And basically, whenever you hit a mob, whether it's passive or aggressive, you do turn to that mob, you look like that mob, your name tag goes away, but you kind of have some weird movements with your character, so that's something to keep in mind. So my first thing that I want to talk about is to act like that mob, and that's my first key advice. The number one thing that you want to do with this kit is basically to get your opponent to think that you actually are that mob. So kind of keep in mind what mob you are, and just your movements, try to move like the mob would, and maybe try to position yourself around other mobs of that type, and then try to basically just fool your enemy into thinking that you are that mob. And if you do that, you can get some easy kills. Another thing I want to talk about going along with that is using your angles. Once you have gotten your enemy to think you are the other mob, then use your angles, kind of sneak up behind them, go from an angle to try to kill them, and try to, if you do that, I think you'll pick up an easy kill, because when you use your angles, then it's definitely a lot harder for you to be seen. It's a lot harder for the opposing enemy to attack you and to notice you, and if you get those first hits off, then you are going to have a better time of getting easier kills. So that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is it's very easy to get iron with this kit, and from there you can get armor, of course. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, because your name tag does go away. People can still lock onto you with their compass, but it's definitely a lot harder to find you than normal. So if you turn into an animal, then simply go find some iron. Then things will work out definitely very, very well for you, for sure. So that's something to keep in mind there. But now let's get right into TAC1421 scale up performance on a scale of 1 to 10. And first off, I want to start with start of the game, and I'm going to give it an 8 for start of the game. You still have to make your sword and stuff like that, but if you do find a mob and you turn to that mob and kind of take people out one by one, then it definitely can turn into a great game. On the long run, I'm going to give it a 9. You definitely can get iron very fast, as I said, and that can definitely turn into a long run victory, so that's something to keep in mind. And also, you do camouflage yourself from other players, so that's very nice. On to team support, I'm going to give it a 9, because I feel as if it's a good team support kit, because you can kind of go away from the enemy and kind of take the other enemies on from the back as your teammate kind of goes in from the front. And on to individual, it's definitely a very good individual class. I'm going to give it a 9 for sure. On to the fun factor, this is definitely one of the most fun kits out there, so I'm going to give it a 10. And overall, I'm going to give it a 9 respectively. Definitely a very, very good kit. One of my favorite kits, as I said before. So definitely go check it out. It's very fun to use. It's very efficient to use. You can definitely win a lot of games with this. I'm going to briefly talk about my channel, promote my channel. Go check out TAC1421 Games. Follow me on Twitter at TAC1421. Like this video if you think it deserves one, and until next time, I will see everyone later. Peace.